Hey, everybody, come on in. Come on in, give me a second. I'm getting situated. I was not thinking about going live. Something came across my desk. I'm just, come on in, sweet, lovely babies. How are y'all? I love y'all. Hopefully, everyone is doing well. Thank you for tuning in. I know some of you may be uh, at work right now, sneaky leaking. So grateful and thankful for all of y'all. Thank you so much. So grateful and thankful. Okay. Thank you for everybody tuning in. Hey, sweet babies. Hey, yeah. I don't know if you're going to be able to call this live good, but I am going to be dropping some things. The Holy Spirit is, I believe, have been preparing me to go. I believe the Holy Spirit had been preparing me for such a time as this concerning this specific thing that I'm going to talk to y'all about. Okay, give me 1 second. Come on in, y'all. Okay. As y'all can see, I wasn't trying to go live. Y'all can see I got this thing, I got my silk on my head, right? Um I'm looking up some definitions right now. The Holy Spirit is going. Okay. So at the 4 minute mark, we're gonna start, okay? All right. I'm hoping and praying that everybody's doing well. If you have not checked out my website and got into any of the products that I have put up, I will be restocking soon. Y'all will know, and I promise you, I'm gonna get that out. I'm gonna start packaging and mailing out today. I love you all. Thank you for your support, whether you have donated energetically, monetarily, or by prayers, or just by good juju, good thoughts, good energy, just sending that my way. Thank you for praying for me and not praying on me. I just want to send love and light to everybody that is watching right now, peace and safety, and the utmost protection for the righteous children. Thank you, whether you've been a day one or you just came in yesterday. Thank you for being a subscriber or just an observer. It does not matter. God is good. God will always reign and rule, right? So God is love. All right. Oh, yeah. If you want to book a reading, go to the website. I have been feeling in my spirit, I'll be around here doing certain things and getting certain things, together. And lately, this specific energy had been popping up in my spirit. And I've been trying to figure out why. And then something came across my desk. There is not an infiltration of foreign activity from space, aka alien activity. There is energy here that is that is present to punish what they call evildoers. Evildoers are simply people and entities that have abused their powers for the benefit of themselves and others like them, but usually it's for themselves because they're lovers of themselves. And on the backs and the energetic signatures of the innocent and the just. Okay. With that being said, we have been talking a lot about masculine energies, male energies, fall and different things like that. I want to make it extremely and abundantly clear that we have crossed the threshold. Not that men and masculine energy won't still be at the forefront of what needs to be cleaned up, okay? What needs to be cleaned, what needs to be scraped clean and operated on, and the tumors that need to get rid of and, uprooted, or okay, whatever. But what we are getting ready to see, especially here in expansion of Jupiter energy underneath Sagittarian energy, what we're getting ready to see is the uncovering of the three so-called queens. This gonna be heavy because I'm gonna tell you something. If you don't see it now, you're getting ready to see. It's in front of you. You don't see it. You don't see it, but you sense it, or you see it, but you don't sense what's really going on. It's either one or the other. But God is getting ready to make the whole thing 100% clear, and you are not gonna be able to doubt what you see because it's gonna be right before you. We have the obvious energy, which is Jezebel spirits that's been uncovered and is still being uncovered. We have Delilah energies that is being uncovered, Delilah energies. And then we have, to me, by right, unfortunately, all three of these evil so-called queen energies are demonic and dangerous. But one that never really gets as much shine as the other two, because Jezebel is the obvious. A lot of people don't really know how to call a Delilah spirit, and I'm going to help y'all. The third one, which is one of the most dangerous, but is rarely talked about, is Atalaya. Okay, everybody, hey, everybody coming in. Atalaya is the evil queen whose son was underage, who inherited the throne from his father's demise. Okay, biblically, she ruled the throne through her son when it was not her right to rule. So therefore, she kept him up underneath her own lock and key. These are the type, and I'm gonna be honest with you, this is a mother energy. Okay. See, a lot of y'all not gonna want to hear this because some of y'all are sitting in this energy and y'all don't want to. Oh, Holy Spirit, I told God to take control of my mouth before I came on here, and that's a non-reversible fact. So I'm going to speak the truth and let the devil be a lie. These mothers who will not allow their children, their grown ass sons, to grow up, mature, and heal from the seeds of destruction that they have planted and helped fund or help water within their sons' lives. As long as they was able to benefit off their sons, toxicity was not a problem until they want to get grown, get mature, and then put their wife or their significant other in the place of where their mother should have been uprooted before they even got with someone. Okay, God is dethroning three specific energies. I'm gonna say that again because I want to move on to the real deal, what I want to talk about. God is God is uprooting and showing and uncovering the nakedness of Jezebel spirits that sits on women or feminine energy. Delilah spirits, which in simply is this: her curves, her beauty is the downfall of a man. This is the type of woman who is a seducer, and she is only sent as a silent assassin, a form of a femme fatale, a deep, dark femme fatale, to the degree that she's only there to weaken him by way of sex, to stroke his ego, and then infiltrate his mental capacity by learning his weaknesses so that she can feed information to his enemies. to then annihilate him, whether physically or otherwise. I don't know, some of you masculines that's watching me right now, whether it's on the playback or whether on the live, somebody need to hear this because you're dealing with this right now. And God's been showing you left, right, front, and center that you're dealing with a Delilah spirit. Your mama most likely was an Atalah. Okay. And 9 times out of 10, you keep attracting Jezebels because you have an Ahab spirit. You got a backbone, but you can't stand up or sit up straight. I'm just going to tell you the truth. Everybody gonna get something up out of this. Whether you're on the right side or on the left side, it don't matter. Okay? But there's a cleanup. There's a cosmic cleanup that is happening. There's an energetic cleanup that is happening. And I keep hearing filth and trash. Spiritual filth and spiritual trash. Now, let me get to the meat of the matter. Because I do believe that God is going to blow this whole situation up in front of the world to uncover a lot of things that are happening, including in the industries. Okay. What came across my desk was this nature boy situation. Y'all know I really have not talked about this whole nature boy situation ever, really. I've only talked about it maybe once or twice, and that was when I lived on the West Coast. And it was very brief. It wasn't something long or whatnot. I'm going to say this, okay? I remember putting out a prayer for the young lady Velvet, praying that God will rescue her. And in that moment, I was, and I still stand on my sincerity of that prayer because it was extremely sincere. No one should have to go through any forms of abuse, whether it's a man going through it or a woman going through it, because let's be honest, men go through abuse too, okay? It did not occur to me that maybe the young lady was at a crux or a cross road in her life, that there was entities fighting over her soul by way of her flesh. I'll break it down like this. I did not realize it until recently that the prayer was etched in a need to put out a clarion call in the spiritual realm on behalf of her, because, for lack of better terms, within herself, God and the devil was fighting for her soul. Because there was something there. Oh, here we go. Something. You women, hold on to what I'm getting ready to say. There is a possibility that she has turned into a gaslighting narcissist. Okay, the first word that came up to me, was presented to me by the spiritual realm to look up, was the word seeded. I've broken down the word seed before, but I was something that came across my desk. I was looking at it, and I heard in the spiritual realm that this young lady was seeded. One of the reasons why I believe God is going to allow this whole situation to blow up is because this nature boy situation with carbonation and this whole cult thing, okay, with these young people wanting to belong, okay, we praise these people, we praise these young kids for getting into the intergalactic of things, right, being into nature, into oneness and yoga and all of this, because of course they're not on the block pop 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 red blue cripping in blood and all this other shit. But the truth is, it's all an issue if it's leading you to hell and death. How many people can take this woke movement and make it into something to profit off of, to the degree no one is getting healed? It's just furthering the hurt and the pain. I'm talking, I'm taking my time here because I'm having to process what I need to say and what I don't need to say. So just hold on here, okay? I heard in the spiritual realm the young lady was seated. I asked God, I said, well, what do you mean she was seated? She's seated. And God showed me this. For those of you who are masculines, and this may apply to you, please understand. I by no means am taking this away from you. Please, whatever applies to you to help you get better. Yes, we're all healing. Okay. But specifically to women and little girls that is trapped in women's bodies. I'm going to go there. This is not to demote you. This is to call you out so you can get into healing. Okay. God showed me an egg in that little girl velvet. It was an egg. The egg in this girl's soul, okay, that sit behind her navel, which is in between the sacral chakra and the solar plexus chakra. Okay, we talking about orange and yellow here. So the lower three chakras, because the root, of course, and we'll break down the root because that is more of a physical implication to what was going on spiritually since she was a child. The Holy Spirit showed me, God showed me an egg in this baby. Okay, from childhood to where she either was devoid of some form of love that she needed. Listen to me carefully, because a lot of us women grow up with daddy issues and we don't know how to heal them, and so we go and we look for men or boys in men's bodies thinking that's going to help us heal. They'll love me like whatever I was devoid of. Or we subconsciously want the toxicity to keep going because what we think is love is being ignored, being betrayed, being abandoned, being abused. And until we have somebody that can reiterate that love, that is love to us, when true love comes in, we're going to shun it away. Because true love, we don't know what healing looks like. We don't know what real love looks like. We don't know what that is. We've already equated love to being toxic, right? So God showed me this egg in this baby that had just been sitting there. She was incubating this egg from a child. I'm going to tell the truth. This is what I was shown. And of course, different scenarios and other men led her to getting with Nature Boy because they attracted each other. He had some issues with his mama. I'm pretty sure of it. I'm pretty sure that a young man like him, like a little boy like him, who found enough demon power within himself to move to another country and create this following, this cult following, where he's being adorned as a god or as God, which he's not. I know what tribe you come from. I didn't see a lot of these of him walking around here, whether it's on the TV or personal. I've seen them. I know exactly what tribe he come from. What that little star system that keep. Listen, see, I'm telling you, this is why these mantises are here. I told y'all that these mantises and these Anunnakis they fucking tired of the little offspring little boys walking around here with their little Peter wheats. Being toxic as fuck. I'm telling you, listen to me. So anyway, make a long story short with this young lady. This young lady, let me say it like this. You have different tiers of demons, like you have different tiers of angels, right? You have 9 orders of angelic orders, right? Right. You have mites, thrones, dominions, cherubim, seraphim, archangels, angels. Okay, whatever. Um, the Daemon kingdom, and I said not demon. Daemon kingdom has a hierarchy as well, or subarchy as well, because theirs is turned upside down, whereas the pyramid of angels is turned right side up, where you just have regular angels going all the way up to the seraphim. Okay, the Daemon kingdom's subarchy, and it's not a hierarchy because it doesn't go from lowest to highest. It actually goes from the lowest you are, the higher you are in that kingdom. So it's a subarchy. Okay. So for example, you have regular demons, right? That's the upside down pyramid, which is a lot of them. But then you have like knights, lieutenants, you have all the way at the tip of the pyramid, which is at the bottom, which is the lowest, because remember, it's inverted. Okay? That is the most demonic that you're going to ever come across. All right? This young lady had this embryo of pain and hurt and abandonment and betrayal and different things from family members and friends growing up in her life, always feeling unloved, unwanted, thrown away, uncared for, unkept. Listen to me. This egg, she had that sitting behind her umbilical cord. Okay? Every man she met and fell in love with, whether or not she allowed them to be sexual with her, they fed that seed with something until she got with Nature Boy. Okay? Until she got with Nature Boy, and he is on a specific point of this inverted triangle with dealing with this subarchy of demons. Okay? To where he was the one who was able to incubate that embryo, that seed inside of her, to create this embryo of, in other words, he awakened in her what God was trying to balance and bring to bring to naught. Okay? There is a Native American saying. Okay? We all have two wolves within us all. One is the epitome of good, the other is the epitome of evil. They both get hungry. Depending on which one you feed will grow. And depending on which one you starve will abase itself. In some people's lifetimes, in this lifetime, for some people, it's meant to bring a balance to your light and your dark. Not everybody is meant to walk both worlds, okay? Because for some of you, y'all have done so much evil and so much demonic shit in your past lives that it is meant for you to literally become light in this lifetime. Or some of y'all is on y'all last lives. Some of y'all is not going to have the ability to come back and try to make deeds and other shit that you did in past lives in this life right. This gonna be it. And whether you want to believe it or not, there is chambers of hell that does contain everlasting fire. Don't believe into the hype. Yeah, there's an all in all, but there's also a place. There's also a place for the wicked. Don't be fucking fooled. You understand? 24:42 on the clock. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. Because all of these old and ancient texts, how the Islamic faith can talk about jinns, which translates into demons, and Christianity talks about demons. You got from all across different cultures, they talk about certain places of hell. Let's not think it's strange that this shit don't exist. Don't get so spiritually minded in positivity that you miss the mark of eternal torture for the wicked. I want to make that abundantly motherfucking clear on this live. Because some of y'all are in perfect patty land. Y'all need to come on down to reality. Okay? This young lady has been seeded in her young childhood and unfortunately has linked with a demon, the offspring of a devil, who calls himself Nature Boy. Okay? Spiritually, this young lady has been awakened to be in a Jezebel Delilah spirit. It's just what it is. It is now also occurring to me that the origins of colorism did not start with man. The origins of colorism started with a woman being jealous of another woman's skin. this woman, in the beginning of what colorism started, which is in the days of old, this woman's color or light skinnedness got her shunned, or she was second best to those who were darker. Because to be darker meant that you had more of a superpower. Your genes were strong. You had the ability to not be wiped out. You were superior. Okay. And so, with the seed, the bad energy coming from the woman, some of y'all gonna get this. Some of y'all not gonna get this. I'm not saying it's just because I'm dark skinned. I'm telling you the truth. If I was light skinned, I still would tell you. Now, am I saying that all light skinned people have this problem? No. Am I saying all dark skinned people have this issue? No. What I am saying is God is cleaning up, and it's calling for us to clean up a lot of the shit that is within our community. Okay. Yes, we still got racism issues and all this other stuff. But let me explain something to you. None of that racism shit matters like what's been happening within the body. What's been happening within the body is what matters, more importantly than what's been happening outside the body. Racism, okay, y'all want to go there? Okay, we're going to go there. We are the children of the sun. We are the standard, period. You can call European standards whatever you want. European standards are still going to double back around to your big, beautiful ass lips and that nice, curvy ass body you got and those full ass cheeks that you have, those big, beautiful ass, curvy, almond ass eyes that you carry. And for some of you, that nice ass that you got. Let's be honest. Because the first European standard sat on who they called Venus Hottentot, which was a Khoisan from South Africa. So let's go there. That size 2, size 0 shit is a fucking lie. It's going to always double back to your sweet, beautiful ass. You understand? So racism, if it comes out of, I'm gonna say this because spiritually, his mama told me when she speaks through me for her son, she will address him as Kanye, because that is what she named him, and the fact that his name has significance to African ties, he'll know it. If he was to ever see me talking, he would know what I'm saying is true. I'll call him Ye right now, but when his mom mounts me or she speaks through me, it's gonna be Kanye, because she told me that's what it's gonna be. But let me explain something to you. Ye, if what I'm getting ready to say next came out of Ye mouth, he would be canceled, because he speaks his mind, but he really doesn't go into great detail to explain it. He's the type of person who would put it out there, and if you get it, you get it. Some of y'all down the line will get it. But I'm going to say this. Racism is a reflection of colorism within the community. These people have been mirroring the hatred within our community. Prove it wrong. Prove it wrong. Because let me tell you something. We existed before they was even here. How do you have college professors who are Caucasian getting archaeological facts that so-called white people didn't exist until the whatever century? But we've been here for how long? So you think colorism just magically appeared when racism did? No, it did not. From the beginning of time, this shit has been an issue. Adam had 2 wives. He didn't have them at the same time. He had an issue with one. She left. They created one that would abase herself underneath him to make his ego feel better. And that still wasn't enough. Because You got to deal with a woman who's not equal to you. You want her to be under you. That means now you're responsible for her. So you whine like a little bitch and you don't want to take care of her because I got to take care of her and me. She's making fucked up decisions that got me and her and the whole world messed up. And now we're clearing that. And But no, when you had somebody who was equal to you, it did too much to you. So again, the problems and the issues with the hierarchy on the heart of a man is with that man first. But the issues between two women with colorism always begin with a woman against another one. Enter in Jezebel, Delilah, and Athaliah. This all ties in. This all ties in. Why am I saying this? I'm getting to it. I'm gonna get to it. In short, I'm gonna give y'all in short, and then y'all can log off after this because I'm gonna be talking about this until I get the release. In short, I see God blowing this issue up because this is a reflection of what's going on in the entertainment industry and in other areas of politics and even in religion. Where you have somebody who's been put on a pedestal, have a cult following, whether masculine or feminine. They get all these people to follow them, okay? We know that this boy is a narcissist. Anybody can see that. Ray Charles from the grave can see it. It's but then you have women that he has abused that will leave and heal, or unfortunately will be like velvet and will gaslight you off of the pain that they went through. Listen, allegedly. Let me say that, allegedly. Now, what I'm gonna say, is the whole situation with their daughter. I don't want to stay on this long because I don't want to get mad. I don't want to get angry. Okay. I have a very special place within my being to torture people who do harm to children. I save a very dark energy within myself to slowly torture anybody who violates kids. Like even right now as I'm talking, I'm getting angry because I don't want to visualize this, okay? What he has seeded her with has made it inside of her spiritually with the egg that she had, the wounds from that childhood, and has birthed some form of a demonic spirit that is within her. You understand? And now we are going to see, if she does not heal, her ruin other people's. And she may not even get that far because there's so much being uncovered right now at this point. I'm bringing this situation up because there is one highlight in particular, especially dealing with the entertainment industry, not just the entertainment industry. This young man is now in police custody. This is where the meat of the matter is. After this, you can log off. I don't give a damn. He's in prison. I'm going to give y'all a few clues about this situation, okay? Because this is what came and walked itself across my desk. When you got a narcissist like that young man, who creates a cult following off of this thing here called the tube or social media, he's dumb, but he ain't stupid. Okay? I believe what is in Nature Boy's possession, and from what I seen by remote viewing, by astral traveling, what I seen was laptops and jump drives of information that he has in his possession or somebody possession that he trusts of footage of them doing unspeakable acts, possibly against not only children but animals. Do you hear me? Okay. So this is what's getting ready to go down. Because that young man is now in police custody. And he's not in jail. He's in prison. Big difference. Understand your penal codes, okay? He's not in jail. He's in prison. When you got a narcissist like that, whose sole purpose is power, who is under a Nimrod energy, who wants to build his or her own tower to Babel to God, to so-called dethrone God, they are always going to recruit people who are bloodthirsty and hungry for power like them. But they will see what kind of energy you have. Do you want love or do you want power? Because if I see you want love, I'm just going to take you, rape you, and pillage you for your energy to feed my own agenda. But if I see you like me and you're hungry for power, I'm not going to let you know that you are going to become collateral damage if in the case I ever get caught. I'm going to make sure I got something on you in case I fall. I'm not going to fall by myself. Are you hearing me? Okay. For some of you who are watching me that are celebrities, hey, hi, hello. This is your warning. For some of you, this is your warning. I didn't want to go live because, I try to look cute late, not going on the live. But now you see, I was caught off guard here. You got a lot of these. Listen to me. Nature Boy met his match when he awakened that demon energy inside Velvet. He thought he was. I'm going to tell y'all. Listen, this is how you. The devil don't know everything. Let's stop giving the devil all his credit. He thought he was feeding and seeding the hurt and the pain in her, because narcissists look for women to break. They look for women that they can break and shape and mold. Do you hear me? Who am I going to be able to break? Who am I? I got to have two different type of people in my energy. It could be 8 bitches. He don't care. But there got to be at least 1 or 2 types. The broken kind that I can keep broken and make me feel better. That's the one that's going to rub my feet after I done beat her ass. And then I got the other one who is just as greedy as me. But I got to keep them locked down, because as long as I can whip this dick out real good and dick her down real good. But what he didn't understand is that he fed the wrong wolf. Listen to me. He fed the wrong wolf. Do you know what you don't know is there was a time where when she left, he actually didn't want her back, because he seen what he awakened and he actually got scared. He seen what he awakened inside. Let me tell you what's worse than a male narcissist, a female one. Oh, huh? Did you hear me? Somebody didn't want to hear that. I'm going to say it again. What's worse than a masculine narcissist is a female narcissist. It didn't start with a man. It always started with the woman. See, this is what we don't understand. We don't understand. Yes, listen. Adam had his bullshit with him. He felt inadequate standing on side of a woman that was created to be his equal when they was arguing over sexual positions. And she just was like, I'm not going to fight with you. I'm going to let you have that. But what I'm going to do is disappear, because this is just not what I signed up for. I love you, but at the same time, why are we arguing? I'm your equal. I'm not going to keep apologizing for how God made me. So then God takes him, watch this, as the Bible says, which we know is metaphorically speaking, puts him to sleep and takes the DNA from his rib, which is his most weakest place in his body, and makes Eve. Listen to me carefully, because I'm going somewhere with this. Metaphorically speaking, We know that this is his DNA is from something else. Okay. First of all, he puts him to sleep, which means Pisces, Neptune energy. So now God got to put you in dreamland, la la land, la la land, la la in the Zulu language means to lure to sleep, which means you can't even be awake to watch him create another woman for you. You got to be asleep because now you're not supposed to know her makeup. You ain't going to be a part of it. And then you're under your own illusion and deception that this woman is created to still be underneath you. I as God, got to pacify you and put your dumb ass to sleep and create another being. And now we're going to see if you're going to be satisfied. And he wasn't. Because after they had to suffer in that garden, and he said, well, what was the deal? I thought we had a deal for y'all niggas not to be eating off, for you not to be eating off the tree, because he did give the mandate to him and not her. Because remember, he's now responsible for the weaker link. He's now responsible for the one who is weaker than him. Why, Adam, why did you bite off this? We ain't gonna say that. I'm saying, for lack of a better term, apple. But it really was no damn apple. Come on now, y'all. Why you bite this fruit after I done told you? Then he gonna turn around and say, well, God, it was the woman you gave me. You can't even take accountability of the fact that this man gave you asked for something weaker, so he gave you something. Okay, here we go. He gave you something weaker and you still couldn't handle it with your pissy ass. I'm digging in your ass and hers. Because what ended up happening when it got out of that garden, he was wishing for Lilith back. Because now he see that, oh yeah, in this journey, I'm going to need somebody to equal me. I'm going to need somebody to equal me. I can't have no jellyback bitch. Because I cannot walk this life being responsible for me and fully for her. So now I got to get this woman back. I had to. If I don't, my ass is doomed. And she over here like, no. God like, baby girl, you know your husband wants you back. Nope, I'm cool. Me, myself, and I'm over here. Nope, I'm good. So throughout the ages, his pissy ass energy has been, since you don't want to come back to me, I'll vilify you. This is why sisters and some of you good brothers have issues with when you leave somebody who did you dirty and you kept taking them back and you kept forgiving them and you kept putting love on it and you kept putting compassion on it and you kept hoping and wishing and praying that this nigga or this bitch would change and get on the right track. And finally, when you get the strength and the courage to leave, they badmouth you to family and friends and make you look like the bad guy. You know why? Because now they understand you was their equal and they will never have another one like you. And their fullest potential, they had to live with you. And nobody else is going to be able to put that mark in their body. I don't hear you. Because see, this real good teaching and preaching. Because what we're getting ready to see, God has already separated the wheat from the tare, the sheep from the goat. But what we're getting ready to see, God is getting ready to pull things apart like a piece of bread. And you're going to be able to see all of the nucleus and the cells and the makeup, all that spongy looking shit. You're getting ready to see what that looks like for real. Lilith that's been vilified. Next to an Eve, she looked good, she talked good, but she's a liability. You don't want this kind of teaching. Because see, even despite of what Eve did, she was still praised for being the mother of the nations. She ain't the mother of nothing. Yeah, she might have mothered some things, but the true mother is with the first wife. She's not a villain. She just would rather not take no bullshit. And that's really what it is. And so they make fun of the independent women. Then you got some other women who like to sing about it or who like to talk about it, but ain't nothing independent in them. They don't even know how to be interdependent. They look and act and go about their day one way in front of you. But the truth is, they ass is just as weak as, listen, I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you. All of this has to deal with this issue. These young men are being listen to me. These young men are being raised by old heads that is telling these dudes, you need to beat a bitch if you want her to submit. Oh man, nigga, you should never be with one woman. You should always have a couple hoes just in case one don't act right. They are coming. Listen, I'm telling you, these babies they're being seeded by other men who are suffering from all the bad decisions that they did in their younger years, and they don't want these young men to get free. So they are going to try to do their best to drag these younger men down with them by helping them to make bad decisions, to make it seem like you're going to be an OG or have a rite of motherfucking passage by being an abuser and a misuser. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Then you got these old broke hoes talking about you got to use what you got to get what you want. Bitch, if you don't use your brain and go heal somewhere and get you the spirit of discernment and deep down inside your womb so you know who and who not to open your legs up to, Miss 7-Eleven? Huh? Like a damn convenience store. You always open, never closed. And on holidays, you giving overtime. It's a problem. And there's a lot of God is tired. God is tired. The shit is over with. It's done. We got both ends of the spectrums just doing too fucking much, and now God is saying enough is a motherfucking enough. Because now you got children that are growing up in teens that will be eventually young men and young women. And let me tell you something. This has to be stopped. Healing has to occur. So I'm going to say this to y'all. You old heads, whether you're man or a woman, move your funky ass up out the way if you don't want to heal. Go right now and knock on the door to a convalescent home. I don't care if you in sound body, mind, and soul. You got all the activity of your limbs. You need to go and knock on the door now and get on help for the government, and then put your ass in there and allow them to take your check, because no one is going to stick around to take care of your narcissistic, sociopathic, psychopathic ass. Nobody. Because then what happens is a lot of these men and some of these women who's been narcissistic, sadistic, and toxic as fuck, they get older, and some of them get cancer, and all of a sudden they want to get back and look up their long lost daughter or son. Ain't seen their children in 40 years, but now all of a sudden they want to have a better relationship with their kids. No, because they're looking for caretakers. And if them kids are smart enough and they say, hell no, we won't go, they'll try to find a woman who feels, no, I'm not good enough to have a man. Oh, this man wants me. Oh, this man is treating me like everything. No, bitch, he wants a caretaker. He wants Patricia with a purse. He doesn't want a wife. He wants a caretaker. And again, some of these women is like that too. It ain't just men. And this all coincides with, because what we see now is the energy of this nature boy who is in prison, who most likely has a bunch of information that he can leak on a lot of them people, them little cult followers that he had, whether they're getting healed or not. If you were in your demonic energy to be participating willingly and knowingly in shit you had no business participating in, especially if it concerns the abuse of children and animals, ain't that much in the world that you could say that he was abusing you that much. You did certain things for your safety. Motherfucker, that's a lie. Because guess what? In that video, he's not holding the gun to your head. You're not only an accomplice, you're an associate to the fact, and you are involved. I got a fucking problem with you, my nigga. Yes, I got an issue with you. Especially when it comes to kids. He abusing you. What make you think he's going to worry about his children? When he probably most likely was abused in his childhood life. He sat here and he told you in certain interviews, which is probably why his ass don't do interviews no more. He told you how he was pimped out. He was pimping himself out with other men. That lets me know that most likely, I'm not saying 100%, but most likely he was abused by men and women as a child. He was groomed to be what he is now. That means he grew up in a devil household with devil energy, and they awakened that shit. They fed that wolf and then unleashed his ass. And you got, again, women, be careful. And you good men, be careful too. You got a lot of men now, I'm realizing, are purposely trying to trap women, thinking that's going to humble them. I'll just get her pregnant and keep her as a baby mama so I can fuck her but never wife her. Do you know what kind of karma that shit is going to happen in? We're not talking about karma coming from your kids. We're talking about you. You'll never be where you want to be in life. Matter of fact, your life will fall. Some of these men who did that and already sold those seeds, they're getting ready to be bums forever. They're going to be the homeless kind that'll never be able to get a house or a job just by you carrying that fucked up narcissistic energy. We're getting ready to see it. And you women too. Because there's a lot of you women who's been out here trapping niggas. Boy, I had 51 in here. It's been 6 go. A lot of beast mode energy being activated here. 24, 42, 51. See what some of y'all are saying here. See, I've seen somebody say his mama was on drugs. Child, let me tell you, I'm tell you can see it. You can see that he does not like women. You could tell he doesn't like women because of the hurt that he went. This baby felt, and I say baby because I see the child in him. I see the child crying out in him. He wants to break women down because a woman broke him down, which is his mother. Just like the first man a girl falls in love with is her daddy. The first woman that a boy falls in love with is his mama. And he will mirror that after which until he either heals, or if he had a good mama, then she did a really good job. Because he is not going to quickly pick him if she was a good mother. He's going to take his time and look for certain qualities. Does she match up to my mother who was good, who took care of me, who may have given for me? And a man like that, who is in his righteous energy, he's going to know how to do right by a woman like that. 53 in the building. It's some portal energy going on here. Yeah, I was friends with a female narcissist too, Dana, and didn't even know it. I was there for this. Let me tell y'all something. And looking back, it might have was probably trying to be a blessing in disguise. But I convinced her to go with me to South Africa because I was getting married in South Africa, and I had already bought my ticket. I was waiting on her to buy her stuff, and she didn't. And her mother passed away right before I was scheduled. She passed away in August, and I got married in August. She ended up passing away. I remember being there with her, walking her through that, and then for the funeral, I wasn't going to be able to be there because I was going to be catching a flight, and she was mad. She was angry at the fact that I did not. She was mad that I did not cancel my wedding, and I say wedding. It wasn't a wedding. For me to get married because I didn't have a wedding. I didn't have a wedding. I just went there to get married. But anyway, looking back, that was probably God's way of getting me to not go over there and not get married. Because looking back, that would have really, helped me. But things had to happen for a reason. And it is what it is. And I'm grateful and thankful. Whatever I had to go through to get to this moment, to be healed and whole and still be healing and still reaching wholeness, I'm grateful for, because God works in mysterious ways. It is what it is. But I will never forget that when my daughter passed away, she said something along the lines of, I'm strong enough and I can handle it. She wasn't there for me. She was not there for me. And I realized for however long we were so-called friends, it was always about her and what I could do for her. And it was always something, right? But I get that. You said he's got videos of them doing all kinds of stuff. That's what happens when you into cults. 55, 55 in the building, and 56, 56 energy, 11, 11. I'm trying. Listen, it's a lot going on right now. Okay. I'm pretty sure he has way more than what we know. Some people probably most likely felt like they could go and destroy his energy. Let me tell y'all something. I keep telling you, narcs like that are are dumb. They're not stupid. They're dumb, but they're not stupid. And they will always meet their match. Always. They will always meet their match. And it always comes usually right before or right after they're able to hurt an earth angel. So I'm wondering who in that camp was an earth angel. I think Velvet was in neutral energy. I don't think it was her. She could have, I think she had the ability to be able to be converted into one. Some are born and some are converted. Okay, because we talk on this channel a lot about the fallen ones, right? The Nephilim, the fallen angels. But the truth is not all, we keep putting this thing to a gender. And you have some women that are fallen angels too. You have some masculines that are earth angels. Why a man can't be an earth angel? Why when we say the name word angel is all angelic, it always got to be feminine energy. You got some fallen hoes too. We got men who are operating in Jezebel spirits. We got women who want to be in Ahab energy. This is entities. And even though it may start with specific genders, they don't when these entities uh cloak on people, they don't give a fuck what gender. They just want a body. Remember, some of these energies are being tortured because they don't have access to water. Okay? Y'all got to realize some of these low vibrational energies and entities, they're being tortured unless they are in housing being housed by a body. Right? When the spirit goes out of a man, when the evil spirit goes out of a man, he goes through dry places seeking rest and finding none. And then when he come back, he finds the house swept clean. So then he goes back out and gets seven more entities, demons, or energies worse than him to occupy the house. Why? Because what happens is when that person cleans themselves of that demonic energy or entity, it cannot house the same house, because if you've been vibrating this low, and that energy you just kicked out is vibrating like this, it's not going to be able to come back in when you did this. So now it's got to bring seven or more worse than it in order to find a way not to climb up, but to shoot an arrow with a cord attached to it so far up so it can then drag you back down. Now, this is the thing about the subarchy, not hierarchy, of the demon kingdom. These energies want to be housed by a body so bad that they will get higher ranking energies and risk the fact of them eventually getting kicked out just to be able to get back into a place of water, because water brings them peace, but it makes you chaotic. Remember, because water is an observer, it's an observer and an absorber, right? It will give back to you times over the frequency that you give unto it. If you program your water every morning and you say, I love you, it's going to program itself with the frequency of what you did, but it's going to ripple it, which means it's going to increase the frequency of what you just gave it. So by the time you drink the water, it's I love you a million trillion billion times. Am I making sense here? Because this is what's been going on. So what we're getting ready to see, and look toward in certain industries, of course, the entertainment industry is going to be up for sale. This is what I'm hearing. I'll kid you not. I just heard the entertainment industry is now up for sale. I hear it's up for grabs. It's up for sale because there are certain people who are getting ready to fall. by the release and the unleashing of certain, in particular, I just heard the word modes of divination. That's letting me know a few things, and I'll get back to that shortly. But you know, this is proof that's gonna be, you know, I don't even know if I can use the word leaked. There is getting ready to be proof that's gonna be leaked out, and some of these people that's gonna leak this proof, they know they're gonna end up going down with the ship. Some of these people are just as guilty as the people that they get ready to expose, but they don't give a fuck. They just want to be free within here. That's why you get some of these people who go to prison and they find freedom within those four walls and being institutionalized with somebody telling you when to eat, when to shit, when to piss, when to sleep, when to wake up, when to get down, when to lay down, when to exercise, when to read, when to write, when to do this, when to do that. Some of these people find more freedom in there than they do out here because in there they find themselves because they feel alleviated from all the shit that they've done. Okay? They've made peace with it. You got a lot of people that's walking around here that their body look free, but they really they're entrapped. They're entrapments. They're in an entrapment. So, something is coming in and it's gonna be coming in real quick. Eight of Wands energy. This is also somebody being at a major crossroad in their life. Like I told you, the young lady was at a crossroad. Okay. An empress brought this brother's energy down. And I say brother because he looks like us. And he is let me say it like this. Whether we want to say it or not, Nature Boy is our brother, but he's also our brother. Spiritually, that's like my son. When I say because of what kingdom, starseed kingdom he comes from. Okay. Um he he for me would be the offspring of Pan. Okay. This he would be one of the sons of Pan. Reverie, debauchery, that kind of bullshit. And the reason why I said is because I think I'm older than him physically, but I know spiritually I'm older than him, which means I think that's probably one of the reasons why Spirit gave me the right to speak on this. Because that young man knows, I think he knows that his ass is doomed. Let me just say it like that. I think that he already knew there was something that he might have done in this lifetime that he may feel like was unforgivable. He may feel like he has committed some form of an unforgivable sin, which he may feel like he's non-redeemable. Okay? When when people are like that and they feel like they ain't got nothing to lose, they are going to look for people that they can incriminate because their sole purpose is to destroy other people's lives. I don't give a fuck about my life. I just want to destroy you because you freer than me. And I wanted to be like that and I did something that caused me to not be like that. So now it's like you understand. So there is an energy going on here that he called himself Nature Boy for a reason. He calls himself Nature Boy for a reason. I know why. I don't know who, if there's a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy, possible female that is involved with the takedown. Also, I don't know if you know if his mama was a Queen of Cups inverted. I don't know. This could be an inverted Queen of Cups. This could be Velvet's energy now. That she, because it's not inverted, it's upright, but I am getting an inverted energy here. This is someone who carries Jezebel, and this is Jezebel and Delilah energy, because this is someone who is selfish, destructive, who seeks to manipulate and control. This is an unpredictable person who is cruel and seeks revenge. And so when when a woman like that feels like you've ruined my life and you still didn't pick me, and now you want to heal, and you picking this bitch over me, you mean to tell me you're gonna get rid of all of your other wives and you just only want one wife and it's not me? And I've done the worst with you. Me and you got bodies and we got illegal activity with each other. I thought I was gonna be your wife and you was gonna be my devil, and I was gonna be your devil, and now you didn't put me, you didn't had me go through all of this shit, and then you don't pick me, and now you want to talk about healing? You gonna heal? Nah, motherfucker, it's not gonna happen that easy. I'm gonna haunt you. There was a part where allegedly Velvet was actually stalking Nature Boy, allegedly. See, this is the shit that y'all don't want to see or want to hear, or that this actually could be a possibility, because it's a twofold thing. I'm not taking away or diminishing this young lady from what she went through, but I'm going to tell you something. When a woman is scorned, she got two ways to respond. This crossroad energy is not lying. It says crossroads here. You either going to heal and let your spirit team take care of it, or you are going to turn into a worse devil than the person who hurt you, and then come for that ass, that neck, and them testicles. So again, this could be a woman who, again, this could be a young lady who was the Queen of Cups energy, not necessarily zodiac sign, not necessarily Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, but who was looking for love, and now it's inverted because now she herself has became the devil. I'm talking to somebody who's looking at this, who you are a masculine energy. You are a man or a masculine energy, and you are now going through this. Somebody you have broken away from, you did a lot of dirt with, and this person may have some dirt on you. And now all of a sudden you want to break away and get real with this person. See, this is the problem. You got to pick and choose your battles, because at the end of the day, had your ass would have healed, you would have never been in this situation in the first place. However, God is a God of love and compassion, although God is a God of war and death. Let's not get it twisted. The compassionate part is, now you got to really choose, if you trying to go on the healing route, is this really what you want to do? Do you really want to heal? If not for somebody else, at least for yourself, which I think would be a healthy yes. If that is the case, and God is telling you, okay, look, I'm sending you somebody to help you on this journey of healing, whole, do this, do that, do what you need to do, or walk the plank of healing until you can be able to link with your true Lilith. Because not everybody's gonna have a partner, or may not desire a partner. Remember, we have choices here, free will. I do believe that everybody has somebody or can have somebody, but some people just choose to live the rest of their life in a healed state by themselves, and that's totally fine. But there is somebody, particularly masculine energy, who may have, they're talking about they healing, but now you, because you fucked with this woman's heart, this scorned Eve, because you fucked Lilith over. Now Eve is a woman scorned, and she's worse than you. And you like, who? I thought I was a devil now, and now you can't get rid of the bitch. See, that's the problem. You got what's his name from Thin Line Between Love and Hate? You got Mia. What's his name? Daryl. And you got Brandy. That woman didn't Brandy tell the Martin Lawrence character? She was telling him, leave me alone. And then when she was, leave him alone, when he kept pursuing her, and they was sitting there on that couch and she was talking about how she didn't want to get hurt. She was letting him know, look, my ex-husband, because I had to heal from this motherfucker. I'm telling you, 111 on the clock, Darnell. So now you got a young lady who the silence is too loud. She ended up getting a baby, and now she don't have the man. Her heart, she really wanted a family unit, a healed family unit. I don't care if this girl's parents is together now. We don't know what she grew up with. And now this man has given her a baby, but yet, he don't want her. She kept going back to carbonation. He don't want her. But now he can't want nobody now. This motherfucker's in prison. 57 was in the building. So at the end of the day, all this is an energy that has passed the torch. And that man is not going to be able to handle it. Because see, somebody is gathering the ability and the strength to cover for themselves when the bomb drops, because the bomb is going to drop. The revelation of what has been hidden will come to light. That's the bomb. The bomb is going to drop. And when it does drop, she's going to do her best to save herself, but she's not. Somebody's pregnant right now, actually. Somebody's pregnant. Somebody's pregnant right now. Who tricked who into getting who pregnant? And is somebody happy about that shit? Boy, these men. This is what fell out. Somebody's impatient, persistent. Somebody's also getting help on how to maneuver too. Better use strength and wisdom at this time. Gotta be wise. But somebody's enlightened. Ain't that something? Boy, this may be the thing to actually wake Nature Boy ass up. That'd be something if we actually see the awakening of Nature Boy. Ain't that some shit? So it was a lot of spell work going on. It was a lot of spell work going on. It's a lot of spell work going on. This is some shit. He actually had them fighting, and on an interview, she said that she was Oya, and that she fought Oshun. You talk about Oya, look at the cemetery coming up. No. She may be from New Orleans, but no. No. She may be a daughter of Oya, who may be in her imbalanced energy, who's definitely, that's not somebody walked away for real. And I don't think it was him. I don't think it was her. This Empress energy. What's going on? This Knight of Swords energy is here. Okay, so that's the subarchy. That's what subarchy he was on. I always wondered how he was able to the Knight of Swords with the Four of Pentacles. I always wondered how he was able to get these people to like obey his commands and shit. That's why. Little demon elven. Yep. This motherfucker had help, I can tell you that much. He himself was seeded by another man. He was seeded by another man. So I wonder who was passing him around. And it's funny how a lot of this shit always doubles back to this fucking demonic ass industry. Right? And it always goes back to money and power. And I'm not going to say respect, because My thing is, if you gotta get something on the backs of somebody else, there's no real respect because it's all fake. Real respect comes from you actually building with integrity, building within your moral compass and integrity that reflects the mind and the heart of God, which is love and the respect of all others. How the fuck you gonna say money, power, and respect when you got your money by abusing power? There is no respect. There's an illusion of it. People are afraid of you in the sense that you got something hanging over their head. That's not respect. Because the moment that these people can get up underneath your thumb and have nothing hanging over you, they would slaughter your ass. Because most likely you brought them and their family pain. Lord, it's coming out. Listen, I'm not fucking playing with y'all. I know what I'm talking about. It's coming out. The Temperance card is representing Sagittarian energy. Something is being brought to a balance. Because something is coming out. Everything that is hidden is being uncovered. Two of Pentacles. In the Tower card. The Six of Cups. He ain't doing it by himself either. Yeah, this motherfucker got help. Oh, he got help. Oh, he got help. I'm going to break down them three queens. I'm going to break down those three queens to y'all. Because there is something that is happening. Okay? That's my stomach, y'all. Sorry. It's my stomach. 2 Timothy chapter 3 says, but understand this, in the last days, terrible times will come. For men will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boastful, arrogant, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, unholy, unloving, unforgiving, slanderous, without self-control, brutal, without the love of God, treacherous, reckless, conceited, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, having the form of godliness but denying its power. Turn away from such as these. Then it goes on to say this in the 5th verse, 2 Timothy. Why is this thing freezing? See? Because I'm speaking the truth. 2 Timothy chapter 3 and the 5th verse. I'm telling you, it's freezing up. It says, these men. Now listen, when it talks about these men becoming lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boastful, egotistical, unloving, unkind, abusers, misusers, they're talking about men with penises. Well, how do you know that, Rafiki? How do you know? Okay. 2 Timothy chapter 3, 5th verse says, they are the kind who worm their way into households and captivate vulnerable women who are weighed down with sins and led astray by various passions. Said that men with penises were going to be traitors, treacherous, reckless, conceited, lovers of pleasures than lovers of God. They was going to have the form of godliness. They was going to deny the power of God. Turn away from these. Because they are the kind who worm their way into households and captivate vulnerable women who are, watch this, weighed down with sins. I told you in the beginning that baby, Velvet, God showed me an egg, like a woman that carries an egg and a man that carries a sperm, showed me an egg, okay? That was sitting behind her umbilical cord in between the sacral and the solar plexus chakra. And that egg had been there since she was a child, and that egg housed all kind of pains and stuff from her childhood stemming from her parents. And some of the stuff that she was carrying had nothing to do with her. It had what was passed on to her from the womb, from the father and the mother. Women who are weighed down with sins, I'll say this again, turn away from such as these. They are the kind who worm their way into households and captivate vulnerable women who are weighed down by sins, not necessarily your own. Even though some of us have done some sinful things that has caused these type of men to try to worm themselves into our lives and led astray by various passions, who are always learning but never able to come to knowledge of the truth. These are women who are always learning. Oh, here we go. And we wonder why the church is filled with a lot of women but hardly no men. I'm stepping on somebody's toes. Here we go. Said that these kind of men seek out women who was burdened down by their sins and the sins of their forefathers and their foremothers and their own sins and the cares of this world. So we're going to lump all that up in there. You got these women, the King James Version says silly women led away captive. Silly women. That's what it said. But it says vulnerable here. Vulnerable women who are weighed down with sins and led astray by various passions, who are always learning, but never coming into the knowledge of truth. And not just any truth, but the truth. Just as Johnny's and John Brace opposed Moses, so also these men oppose the truth. So these type of men, one of the ways you can tell how these men look is because they will come up against those who are risen up by God to speak the truth. They will be the ones who will raise themselves up and act like they've been raised by God to speak against those who are truth bringers, because truth bringers and truth tellers are the ones who are game changers. If I can tell you a piece of truth that will set you free from out of any fowler that has kept you in prison and captivity, from you spreading your wings and actually coming into your own power, that actually demotes them in power, I'm a threat to them. Whether I'm a man or a woman telling you the truth. So there will be somebody who will raise up to oppose me, or you who are a truth teller, right? But the Bible is telling you they are depraved in mind and disqualified from the faith. In other words, ain't nobody appointed them. They can't even appoint themselves because they don't even believe in themselves. They are deprived from the faith. They don't have no knowledge or truth. They speaking out their ass crack. That's what this basically is saying. But they will not advance much further. Watch this. But, and I'm in 2 Timothy chapter 3 for anybody who wants to follow. But they will not advance much further, for just like Janice and John Briss, their folly will be plain to everyone. In other words, it's going to be for everybody to see. You cannot, listen, truth crushed to the earth will rise again. You cannot kill the truth. Truth slain to the earth resurrects itself. You cannot. Truth in a fight will defend and win every time. Every time. Okay? Said that, they won't advance much further, just like Jonathan and John Briss. Their folly will be plain to everyone. You, however, have observed my teaching, my conduct, my purpose, my faith, my patience, my love, my perseverance. In other words, it's saying, listen, you can go by what somebody say, but what they saying isn't aligning up to their lifestyle. If their life is not aligning to what they're saying, then you have been had. Moshe or Moses aligned up to what he was speaking. Jannes and Jambres did not. They wanted to keep people captive and led astray because that's how they had their power over these people. The only reason why a Messiah has to arise is because people are in bondage. There is no other purpose for a Messiah. When the people are not in bondage, there is no more use for a Messiah. Just like the laws exist for the lawless. Those who think they are above God, laws are in place for them. When you are governed by the law of love, you're lawful. You are the law. You don't have to abide by the law because law is love. And love is the whole of the law. In the eyes and the heart and the mind of God, love is all that's needed. Once you embody that, those other laws are fulfilled within you. So therefore, you cannot sin. Now, because we're in a three-dimensional body, you may have a hang-up or a hiccup or two. But then that's where grace, the law of grace and compassion and mercy comes in to cover you and get you back on the right-handed path, the right path. You understand? Are you following me or are you following me? Because anybody that's telling you different is a hoe. Period. I'm going to tell you that. Right, Scorpio goddess. His rhetoric towards the end was getting very sexual, like how bisexual people are the gatekeepers. Yeah. Let me just tell you something. So he says this. He says, you have observed my teachings. You have observed my conduct. You've observed my purpose. You've observed my faith. You observed my patience, my love, and my perseverance. He said, my persecutions and my sufferings that came upon me in Antioch, Iconium, and Lystra, what persecutions I endured, yet the Lord rescued me from all of them. If you read 2 Timothy chapter 3, from verse 1 to verse 10, you would see what I was saying. And you men who are in your righteous energy, you need to be careful of women who are in this masculine energy, because there are women in this masculine energy who are lovers of themselves. You can always tell, because them type of hoes and heifers, they play like they acknowledge other women. They play like they're for girl power. But the truth is, they always sizing themselves up against another. No one else can shine except them. They go behind the scenes and they sabotaging other people just so it can be them. So when the awards and the accolades and all this other shit comes up and out, oh yeah. So when you say, oh, such and such racked up all these awards, yeah, because the bitch made sure she didn't have no competition. Or like when they say, I'll use the Oscars for an example. I don't know if y'all seen what was going on, but the Oscars, in so many words, did tell you that it's a popularity contest. So aside from having some form of talent, whether it's God-given or stolen, it's not even talent they're acknowledging. It's a popularity contest. So you got to ask yourself, who's doing the rigging if it's a popularity contest? You know, that's why I'm telling you right now, it's about to be a whole bunch of revelations that's going to be dropped. Because, you know, you got certain people in that industry that will recruit people to do their demonic bidding for them, all the while they sabotaging the same person they recruited. So when it comes turn, when you fall off, I still got the torch. and I'm gonna make it seem like, oh, that was just God's plan, or it was because your own shit caught up with you. Tell you something, man. Everything is getting ready to be revealed. Everything is being revealed as I speak. Well, and they can't no longer get rid of any of our messiahs at this point. That's over with. That's over with. That's over with. Um, um, the falling of Nithi actually changed that energy in the atmosphere. I want to start. Um, I don't think y'all know who Nipsey was incarnated. Uh, Nipsey Hussle was the incarnation of King Menelik the First. He was the reincarnation of the offspring of King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba, whose name was Makedah. What you don't also understand is he was, though King Solomon was the most wealthiest and wise man in the world, she was the only one who actually usurped his wisdom. That never made your 66 books of your Bible. She was she posed a specific question to him before they were in. What led them to actually have a sexual encounter was, out of all of the people who came to inquire of his wisdom, he would have these sessions. And let's say 7, 8, 9 kings or emperors or rulers would come from around the world at a time, and they would all hold these. He would hold these banquets and have them ask questions before the royal court, so everybody was able to marvel and splendor off of his wisdom. Okay, but what ended up happening was, in order to not embarrass him, she did something that kind of did a Uno reverse. She kind of asked him a question in the form of a statement, and he really didn't stumble. He answered the question, but it wasn't entirely correct, and he caught on to it while answering another ruler's question, and he didn't and they didn't realize that this other person's question after her question actually bounced off of what she asked. And as he answered correctly the other person's question, it made him reflect back to the fact that I don't think I answered this woman's question correctly. And so he was intrigued by her because she was inquisitive, and so he asked her to stay behind. They in turn had a Sufi and Rumi moment that caused her to ask him the actual question she knew would hang him up. And it had, I'll give you a hint on what the question was, okay? The question had something to do with love, and he could not answer the question. She had the answer to that question. It was easy for her to answer the question. He nevertheless could not. And because she was the only person in the kingdom, in the world, that could stump him, it made him fall for her. But because she knew his heart was torn into so many pieces, we're talking about the richest man in the world at the time, who had 300 wives but 700 concubines. He had more hoes than he did wives. I am not even about to make you go through one by one releasing them. So what I'm going to do is fulfill our soul contract that's written in the etheric realm. Was a son is supposed to come from my womb and your loins. You want me, but I don't want you like that, because I know you come with bullshit. See, this is why they don't want you to know the details about Makedah, Queen of Sheba, who, according to her own country standards, was not even supposed to be on the throne, so they say. But apparently she didn't have no real brothers. It was just her. And allegedly her father was the one who prepared her for the throne, because he knew she was the fulfillment of their prophecy. Did you hear what I'm trying to tell you? So, and to kind of like cap off, Nipsey was a reincarnation of King Menelik the First. He was a reincarnation of the offspring of Makeda, Queen of Sheba, and Solomon, King Solomon, King of Judah, who just you had all the wisdom in the world, but just could not control your dick. I don't get it. How can you couldn't bring temperance to your penis, but you had all the answers, Sway. Like I'm trying to. Okay, that's a whole nother story. Maybe that's just my. Now that's the inquisitiveness in me, asking questions like, okay, you okay, because that was his hang up, the fact that he had all these strange wives and they had all these strange guys. Like God said, your pact and your lineage was with me and as your God, not with them and their gods and all this other shit and blase blase. But this is where you get the Ethiopian Judites, okay, the offspring, who flows into Eritrea, you know, Eritrea or Eritrea, however you say it. Sorry, please forgive me, Eritrea. They don't like being called Ethiopians, but honestly, I think of Eritrea and Ethiopia being two brothers who had an argument. One went over here and had their own family. The other one went over here and had their own family. Y'all are family. At the at the end of the day, y'all are family. Shut the fuck up. Get along, kiss and make up, whatever. But all right, I'm gonna get up off of here. I'm gonna get up off of here. I also wanted to put this in y'all spirit before I do go. Psalms, most of it, not all of it. Most of Psalms is written by David. Most. Psalms 22 is very intricate and detailed. We talked about star seeds and star systems and being from certain star seeds. And we know Judah is out of the 12 tribes, we know Judah is the one that's always put on the forefront because of God making a specific pact with that specific lineage, that house. When we know Judah means praise. So this is where you get, all these different seeds of people who are singers and tap dancers and, good at all of these sports and shit. And, and not everybody in the United States is of Judah. Okay. Some of them are Benjamites. And I'll go into detail, if I'm allowed to, because that breakdown will actually start showing you who's who, the obvious ones that you see on your TV screens and your phones. But just to show you how star seed systems are in the Bible, when we talk about the lion of the tribe of Judah, right? Lion. Why is Judah? Why is their crest a lion, right? Like Naphtali, I think is the gazelle, because Naphtali, usually you could. Okay, for example, a lot of the people when you break down the 12 tribes, it's not just so much of this melanin. Okay, it you got to look at the traits. You got a lot of your track and sports stars comes from their daughters and sons of Naphtali because they're swift runners. Okay, they have that what you call Nike spirit on them, that Mercury Nike energy. Now I'm not saying everybody that's a runner, a track star, she's a runner, she's a track star. I'm not saying that everybody come from Naphtali, but a lot of the times you could tell they are of that tribe because that's just them. They're of the gazelle family. Gazelles are very swift. Gad is a different story. A horned animal. Some may say ox or bull or another, energy. But I'm talking about Judah here. Judah, they line it up with the lion. Okay. In Psalms 22, that's my stomach. Psalms 22 talks about, if you go to the 20th verse specifically, David or David is asking God to deliver him from dogs. He says, deliver me from the sword, my precious life, from the power of the dogs. He also says, rescue me from the mouth of the lions. He also says, save me from the horns of the wild oxen. He's a lion asking to be saved from his own people and outside forces. So you have Sirius A, Sirius B, and then you have Earth. So you have possible Taurasian energy, Leo. Dog energy would fall under Wolf. Not necessarily a zodiac, but does fall under Ouroboros energy, which is 13th power. Okay, 13th power. Um, this is why in the movie Vampire in Brooklyn, when you have James Witherspoon, is that his name? That was his name? Pops from the Wayans brothers. When he was playing old boy uncle, and he went, he was by that shipwreck. Remember when Eddie Murphy was playing that vampire? And he said when they was interviewing him, they said he seen a wolf. And I believe if you run that part back, he said, have you seen the wolf? He said, yeah, to the 13th power. I think he used the number 13. Dog, wolf, canine energy sits on a 13 grid. Okay. It's the Ouroboros energy, which actually aligns with air sign energy, particularly Libra. This is a whole nother video, but I'm just saying, um, we are getting ready to see the unfolding. We're gonna be able to see beyond these meat suits, y'all. So just get ready. It's about to be extremely interesting. It's gonna be very clear who you're gonna be looking at. You're gonna be able to look like this and see people for who they are outside of this meat suit. So just get ready. Um, and that Messiah thing is, they can't take them out no more. That's it. That was it. That was it. No more need for infiltration because we are now in power. All right. I love you. I might come back. I got some things I gotta do. I got some readings and I gotta mail y'all stuff out. I just want to pray before I leave. Um, Gracious God, more gracious than we can be to ourselves, as you teach us how to be like you, how to mirror your image on the earth to make this a better place. I ask that you walk with us, guide us, guard us, direct us, keep us from all harm, hurt, and danger, seen and unseen. Make us like the daughters and the sons of Issachar so that we may be able to discern, so we will be able to discern the times and the seasons that we're in. Show us when to go, where to go, how to go, who to go with, whether alone, with others, whether in a three-dimensional or any other realm or dimension. Keep us at this time as you unfold the truth. Continue to prune us And whatever can be shaken that's supposed to be shaken will be shaken and fall into the ground. Help us to stay impartial as you are exposing even the people in our lives that we may deem as loved ones may be enemies. Help us to stay impartial so that we will walk away and not be impartial to whether someone is family or not, a best friend or not. Continue to increase our hand. And as you give us knowledge, help us to dissect accordingly, chew, digest, and get rid of. Keep what's for us and discard the rest. Let us always walk in love. In the name of love, I pray. It is so. It is so. I got some things on my mind, y'all. I sense, not just this cleanup with Judah is not gonna be pretty. The house of Israel is foul. Stinks. It's getting cleaned up though. But it's not gonna be pretty. Y'all be very prepared. All right. Set the standard. Set the standard of love. I love y'all. Talk to y'all soon.